everyone, my name's Amanda, but you can call me Manda, and welcome to my channel, G'day Namaste. So today's my very first video. I'm feeling very nervous, but first things first, I thought I would explain where I got the name G'day Namaste from. So I'm Australian born and raised, and in Australia we have a slang term of saying hello, which is G'day, short for good day. And I'm currently living in North India, and in Hindi the common greeting for hello is Namaste. So a bit of both worlds have come together for this channel, creating G'day Namaste. A few things I want to talk about today is why I moved to India, which is a question I get all the time. It's the most common question asked when I tell people I live in India. Why I started the channel, and also the types of videos that you can expect from me on my new YouTube journey. So let's get started. Okay, so the reason why I moved to India was actually to get married. So here is a picture of me and my husband. That was actually an engagement photo shoot we did in Goa in 2018. But I have been living in India for, it'll be 3 years in June, and we got married in November 2019. So we had initially met, it'll be 4 years next week, when I came to India for a vacation. We met while I was here, so that will be a video for another time. Don't want to give too much away. But yes, we met when I was on vacation. We kept in contact when I went back to Australia, and we were in a long distance relationship for around 15 months. We both knew that one of us would need to do the move because long distance wasn't going to be a long-term sort of option for us. And I wanted that person to be me. So another question I get all the time is, why would a foreigner want to move to India when usually it's Indians trying to relocate to different countries abroad? And I just did. That's the simple answer. I just wanted to move. I had been through a few kind of tough times in Australia, specifically Brisbane where I was living, and I just needed a change of scenery and a fresh start. Also, my husband has his own business here, so that was obviously a contributing factor. Also, I had nothing holding me back in Australia. I didn't have like a house mortgage or own a house. I didn't have kids, still don't have kids. Didn't have any animals. Didn't have like any huge debts that I had to pay. Didn't own my own business. I just had my job. I was renting a house. I did have some debts, but I paid them off before I moved. And yeah, it would just seem like the easiest option. Also, Australia is quite strict with people from high-risk countries such as India trying to get visas, whether it's tourist visa or whatever. So that was also another thing that I had to think about, is that if we wanted to be together quickly, it was quicker also for me to come here in terms of the visa side of things. So yeah, I gave myself 12 months sort of processing time in order to get myself ready to move. So I decided in June 2018 that in 1 year's time I want to move to India. It also gave my family some processing time as well. So they were obviously shocked about my decision to move to India, but in the end they were very supportive. There were some issues at the beginning that we kind of had to work through during that year of me moving, but yeah, in the end it was okay, thankfully. And yeah, so I paid off all my debts. I spent like maybe 4 months before I moved here selling everything I owned. Like, I went through everything. I found Game Boy and games that I sold. I sold like a waffle maker, a pancake maker, milkshake maker. All of these things I had just been collecting over the time of living out of home, and I managed to sell everything and yeah, paid off my debts, came to India with like a good amount of money for savings, and I don't regret any of it. So I moved in June 2019, as I mentioned, and we got married in November 2019. for the wedding. Again, that will be another video topic. Don't want to give too much away, otherwise I'll run out of ideas. And then, like 4 months after we got married, coronavirus started. So my kind of plans or ideas of how my married life was going to be were not at all. That's not at all how they played out because of COVID, but everyone in the world had very different kind of expectations for that time as well. So it's not like I was the only one. So the reason why I started this channel is because, well, I had people telling me for years that I should start one, but I always thought that my life was a bit boring. Like, compared to other foreigners or other expats that I see here in India that do amazing things in terms of like helping the underprivileged, volunteering at schools, teaching yoga, doing all of those kind of things, which there's absolutely nothing wrong with, but I don't do anything like that. And I just thought that, why would people want to see what I do? Like, I live a very simplistic, basic life, in my opinion. But then I was thinking, you know, maybe I'm kind of a majority in that there's probably a lot of other either foreigners or people wanting to move to India, whether they're moving for their partner's work or even like they're like me and are married or with an Indian citizen, who might just have a very simplistic and kind of straightforward day-to-day life. Also, I have a lot of family and friends in Australia who are always asking how my life is, what I'm up to, and I thought this is a great opportunity just to show them exactly like what I do. So that's sort of the main reason why I started. I have had a pretty interesting journey here so far, you know, coming up to 3 years. I was diagnosed with a mental health disorder in July 2020, borderline personality disorder. So a lot of my time here now has been sort of trying to find my sense of self, and I'm on the path to recovery from that illness. I'm also learning Hindi. That will be another video I want to post about. I have been with a Hindi school for about 12 months. So I'm at the point now where I can have a pretty sort of basic conversation, but I do want to be fluent. So that is a goal of mine, is to be fluent in Hindi. I think it's very important to be able to speak the local language, or one of the local languages, because I don't want to have to rely on my husband to translate for me or have to like do things for me. I'm a very independent person, and having to rely on someone else for things as simple as communicating to like a delivery driver or a courier driver was really hard for me to try and deal with. So yes, I take Hindi classes 5 times a week. I'm working on myself, self-discovery, self-development. I love reading. Generally, in the past, I was reading a lot of historical fiction books, but maybe the last 4 or 5 months, I've discovered self-development books, and yeah, they've been a huge part in my road to recovery, not just for mental illness, but also becoming a better person. I have also recently discovered manifestation and working alongside that with law of attraction, and it's been changing my life. I know sometimes it sounds a little bit kind of woo-woo, and I used to think that all of this was woo-woo before, but I've been having a lot of positive experiences since I've been changing my mindset into manifestation and law of attraction and trusting the universe. And it's one of the reasons why I'm now starting this channel. It's been a goal of mine this year to start this channel, and I never really thought that I was kind of good enough compared to a lot of other content that I've seen, but changing my mindset has really helped shift that mentality into a more abundant kind of mindset, that there is space for everyone. And you know, obviously I'm not going to not everyone is going to enjoy my content, but if I can help 1 or 2 people with my videos, my content, I'm happy with that. Basically, I just want to sort of show people that it is possible to live a simplistic, modest life here in India. You don't have to do big, grand things if you don't want to. If you want to, well, please go for it. That's great. But yeah, I just want to be able to show people that, you know, you can have a life that you love, and you can create a life that is enjoyable and a life that you love, with, you know, whatever environment that you're in. I know that there's a lot of other people like myself who are, again, in partners, have Indian partners or in married to Indians, and sometimes that tends to be their whole identity. Indian culture can be a little bit overwhelming when you first get here if you're not used to it, and because we're here, we tend to kind of merge ourselves into that and immerse ourselves into that, and there's nothing wrong with that as long as you don't lose sense of who you are. And you know, I'm more than being married to an Indian man, and I want to kind of show people that it is possible to live your own life here alongside the life that you have with your husband and your family, whoever that is. And that's a work in progress for me, and something that I have been working on probably since my diagnosis with BPD. Actually, I was feeling pretty lost before that, but the diagnosis helped get me on a path of self-discovery, and to the point where I am today, and the journey that I am still going on. So the types of videos that you can expect from me on my channel, I'm going to be posting a lot of day in the life kind of videos. I did a poll on my Instagram and also on my Facebook as to what kind of videos people would be interested in, and I got a lot of feedback and comments where people just want to see my day-to-day life. So, you know, whether that's about like my morning routine, my evening routine, whatever that involves. Also, you know, grocery shopping, going shopping for fruit and vegetables, or celebrating different festivals, birthdays, functions, events. My husband's actually Hindu and I'm Christian, so we have the best of both worlds and we can celebrate both functions, or events, sorry. And you know, for example, Easter is coming up at the end of April. I'll be able to show everyone how we celebrate Easter as a mixed religion marriage. And yeah, I'm pretty excited for that, because of COVID the last 2 years we haven't been able to celebrate Easter. So I haven't even really celebrated an Easter here because of COVID. So yeah, I'm excited to celebrate that and film it all and be able to then share our experiences. I also want to post some wedding videos, because I mean, I posted some when we first got married, but I definitely want to post a bit more about that, the different functions that we had. So we did have a traditional Hindu marriage, and we had a few pre-wedding functions as well. So I want to share some videos and footage from our functions in our wedding. And I also want to talk about culture shock. So the different culture shocks I had. So when I first visited India, which was back in the end of December 2013, I was here for 4 months. I had very, very, very different culture shock experiences compared to when I moved here. So before I moved here, I visited India 5 times. So the culture shock started to happen a little bit less, but when I moved here, there was a whole different set of culture shocks that I experienced. So I definitely want to make a video about that too. I also want to create some videos around my healing journey from BPD, but also my self-discovery journey. So, you know, and what that looks like. So at the moment, I am seeing my psychiatrist. I was previously doing therapy, but I have now stopped that. That's one of my dogs. And I have started doing life coaching around maybe 4 or 5 months ago, and all of these things have been a huge help with my journey, sorry. And yeah, I definitely want to talk about that, because it has been life-changing for me, and it has really, really, really helped me adjust and find my way here in India. I will be posting some information-based videos, just you know, in hopes that they can help another expat or foreigner who might be in a similar position as me. For example, how to get an Aadhaar card, which is like a government ID card. If you're a foreigner in India, how to apply for your OCI once you've been married for 2 years, seeking mental health treatment, for example, as a foreigner in India, resources that I've used that have helped me here, those sort of information-based videos. So I will also be looking at bringing some special guests onto the channel for some interviews that I think is really going to help other expats in India, not just expats in India actually, but expats in general, for some of the information that I will be bringing forward. And yeah, so I'm definitely excited to be able to bring this kind of content forward for everyone. And yeah, there's a lot happening in this space, and I'm just very, very excited to be able to show everyone and help anyone who finds my information helpful. A little bit of a mix of, you know, personal vlogging, but also information based, just so that I can try and help as many people as possible. I hope that you enjoyed my first video. I think it's going to be short and sweet. I don't know, I'm going to have to check when I edit. But I'm sorry if I was a bit all over the place because I was very nervous. And I will be posting videos every Sunday, 2 p.m. Indian Standard Time. And yeah, there'll be a new video every week. Also forgot to mention I have 2 pet dogs, so they'll definitely be joining me in some of the videos as well. And yeah, if anyone has any requests for different types of content they want to see or video ideas, please write them in the comments and I'll be really happy to sort of review. Please let me know your thoughts about the video as well, any suggestions, any feedback. And of course, please hit the subscribe button wherever it is here, or I think there's a button here on the video, there will be. And share it, like it, do all of the things. I also have my Instagram and my Facebook URL links in the comments as well and on my main page, so I'll be available there too. Thank you, and I will see you next week.